back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, SZA gotta come to the front of the congregation. She's getting canceled. We're gonna get into that a little bit later. But also, she is trying to rekindle or reconcile with Cardi B behind the scenes. Now, as we know, Cardi B earlier this week spoke with Paper Magazine, and she basically called out a few artists, aka SZA, for basically being fake and phony and not hopping on her album. Okay, so she publicly, showed that she was upset about it. Now, SZA has recently commented under Cardi B's post trying to reconcile. She commented genius-ish, okay, under Cardi B's new Bobby advertising, okay? Now, a lot of Cardi B fans are calling SZA out, saying that she's fake, not just because she was talking about the Queen of Pop, we get into that a little bit later, but because she did not hop on Cardi B's album, but you want to comment and like her post, and she wanted you on the album, that seems a bit fake, okay? Now, she has reached out to Cardi B behind the scenes, and she is hoping that maybe in the future, possibly, they be able to do another record together, even though they did already collaborate on Cardi B's debut album, Invasions of the Facelift. I don't remember what that song was, because I don't think I ever listened to it, but they have done a record before. Now, moving on to Big Doja, I do have some bad news for the kitty litters. Unfortunately, RCA, the colorist, wants to scrap Doja Cat's deluxe that she was planning on putting out for her album V. Now, she put out a deluxe for Planet Her, and she put out a deluxe for Scarlet. I think the Scarlet Deluxe did 400 copies. I asked the kitty litters why they did not support the deluxe. I didn't get any answers in regards to that, but the Scarlet Deluxe did flop. It did 400 copies in per sales, which is terrible, less than Lil' Kim. And RCA, the colorist, doesn't think that the deluxe for V is going to sell, because Doja Cat's album only did 57,000 first week. And on top of that, she didn't get no top 10s this era. None. Not one. Planet Her and in Scarlet, she got top 10s. She got one for Kiss Me More. I think Women and Need to Know, and definitely, what was it? Did I say Kiss Me More already? But The Town Is Red went number 1. Agora Hills, which is my favorite song, went top 10. But none for V, okay? And, I know that Doja Cat is a grower and not a shower, but she's not growing on the charts. So, RCA, the colorist, is scrapping the deluxe, In my opinion, I think if Doja Cat gets some fire collaborations, call, The Weeknd, Travis, who else? Maybe she should link up with one of the female rappers that she's been avoiding and try to do some more collaborations. I think maybe the deluxe will sell. Okay? So let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, moving on to Cardi again. Fans are calling out Titanic Records for not pushing Cardi B's album. A fan said, "Titanic, you guys are starting to piss me the F off. This is why your label is going bankrupt. Damn. How do y'all other artists get such a big push, but y'all silent for Cardi? No playlisting, no radio, not getting shipping out on time. Cardi B is your biggest artist aside from Bruno." Okay, so let me know how y'all feel about that, because they are calling Titanic Records out. Not only that, another fan said, "I would hate to be Nicki's op. Imagine shading Nicki your entire rollout just for her 10-year-old song mash up to trend harder than over 240K videos than your new single that samples it let alone whole album. The B's still in the trap for real. The queen stays winning. And her music will be loved forever. Here's the thing. In regards to like the Bees in the Trap trending over anything on Cardi B's album, Bees in the Trap is a classic to a lot of people. Okay. I feel like Cardi B has a few classic songs, but it's not on the last album. You know, she got I Like It and then, Bodak Yellow, and I feel like that's it. And I feel like Titanic Records, because Cardi B couldn't outsell Nicki, she gonna go back to being shelved. That's why they don't push any of the records. If they weren't gonna shelve Cardi B, they would be pushing the songs. They're not giving her any radio playlisting or nothing, now that she couldn't outsell Nicki Minaj. Now, Cardi B also talked about getting dragged for being in a club while pregnant.
Me and my friends are not the type of friends that go out to dinner, go out shopping, do brunches and shit like that. We're not the type of friends that go like on vacation and shit like that. We're like the type of friends that just want to go clubbing. But I mean, at the end of the day, we don't like to do daytime activity. We like to do nighttime shit.
You guys should go shopping with me.
So
To have a look.
you want your dad tomorrow, so ask that nigga to buy you shit.
That's sad that you don't ever take your friends out on vacation or shopping. The only thing you take them to do is go to the club. Just ghetto and ratchet and just disgusting. I think it's trashy to go to the club pregnant. I don't care what Cardi B tries to say to justify it. It's just low down, dirty, and disgusting. I can't believe it. Now, moving on from that, Tyla has announced that her new single, Put Me in Chanel, will be coming out this Friday. Let me know if you guys will be supporting. Now, here comes young toilet seat, pissy face Careshä, saying, it's my daughter's birthday. I'll be back tomorrow with the tea. Allegedly, she's threatening to spill tea on Tyla and how her trash song got basically stolen, which to me, they don't even sound the same. But there is no tea. Okay, you ain't got no tea on Tyla, please. And I doubt the industry will let you spill any tea. The hot tea is allegedly P. Diddy, no pun intended, is not the only billionaire young toilet seat had golden showers with. Okay, if you know what I mean. That's the real hot tea. Okay, allegedly. You ain't got no hot tea on Tyla. Stop. Okay, that's why you will be receiving another 50,000 lashes. Mind you, you're shelved. I don't even understand how you can talk about spilling tea and, your song getting stolen like you're not shelved by the label. That's why you can barely release any music. You previewed that trash song months ago. Can't release it because you're shelved by the label. You can't sell no records, dummy. And this is why I can't stand pissy face Careshä. Young toilet seat got a big ego, but a small brain and no talent. Now, fans are actively clowning Queen B. Is Queen B being sabotaged? Because Devil Nation announced that Rihanna has 100 million listeners on Payola, which is basically 50 million more than Queen B. So fans are clowning Queen B, saying no new music in a decade, by the way. Someone said Rihanna about to touch 100 million listeners before their Lord and Savior and is irking them. Well, here's the thing. Congratulations to the Queen of Makeup. Too bad she won't release any music, but you can't even hate. She hasn't put out music in almost a decade. Basically a decade. It's going to be a decade next year. And, she still has an audience, okay? A lot of people cannot relate to that. But I remember Queen B dissing Payola, so they could be low-key sabotaging her, okay? Remember, she didn't put Lemonade on Payola till years later. Okay, they probably had an issue with that Because Lemonade is one of Queen Bee's most successful albums. I think it did like 600,000, 700,000 first week. And she didn't put it on Paolify right away. And then I believe she had said if she gave two F's about numbers, she would have put Lemonade on Paolify, dissing them again. So they could be low-key sabotaging Queen Bee because she has openly basically shaded them multiple times. Okay? So they could be punishing her by fudging her numbers. No shade. That's what people are saying. I low-key believe it. I think if she probably had not shaded them, they probably would have, at least got her to 80 million listeners. Okay? Even if 80 million people are not listening. Now, it has been reported that Halle Bailey restraining order against Doodle Garbage, which, she requested back in May, has been extended to November 5th. The additional time reportedly gives both sides a chance to work through the case and create a written agreement. Okay? Now, it has been reported that Doodle Garbage gets, I think, at least 9 hours for 2 days or 3 days a week with his son. Okay, so he has still visitation, but by November 5th, they might come to some sort of agreement. I'd be very shocked if Halle gets full custody unless, Parkwood Entertainment calls up the judge and get her full custody, but I don't feel like she's shown any evidence to why she deserved full custody. And I'm not even a Doodle Garbage fan, but girl, you said he did X, Y, and Z. Where are the receipts? You showed text messages, but you said there was a video. You need to show us the video of him pushing you to the ground. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I feel like you're not really showing us why you deserve full custody over him. Okay? And that's what, court is for you to show the evidence and prove that he is an unfit parent. That's what you got the restraining order for. You said he was abusive. You said that he didn't support or financially support Halo. So it's just messy still. Now, SZA, you got to come to the front of the congregation. Okay? You're basically getting canceled all over social media. Now, we'll see if it plays out to real life. But SZA liked a video accusing Queen Tay of inappropriately using black culture. The Queen of Pop using black culture. That's what she's saying. That's what she liked. And in a video on TikTok, they said that she was, low-key shading Megan Thee Stallion, who Travis Kelce allegedly tried to date. Okay? Now, I do remember him trying to get with Megan Thee Stallion. Megan don't really like white COCK. Allegedly, that's why she didn't give G-Eazy that much play. She don't really like the white, DICK like that. But I do remember him trying to get with her. Okay, but nothing really came of it. Here's my thing. I feel like you can say a lot of things about the chart obsessed racist. That was my old nickname for her. We've moved on from that. She is the Queen of Pop. We do have to give her her credit. But I just don't feel like she uses black culture. I don't know about that. You can say that about a lot of other pop stars, like Purdue Chicken. Okay. You can say that possibly about Jay Bieber. Okay. Justin. Okay. They use black culture. I feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like she really uses black culture like that. She don't really need to. She went from country to pop. She never really even dabbled in hip hop. The only hip hop artist she's worked with was Future years ago, and No Spice, who's flopping. Okay? Like, she never really worked with a lot of rappers. She don't work with R&B artists. She don't really work with black producers. She don't have a black sound, or she doesn't try to sound urban in her music. She definitely does try to make like TikTok records, but I don't really feel like she uses black culture. I don't know if I agree with that. Maybe SZA, let's give her the benefit of the doubt, she liked that by accident. I don't know. But I feel like she would have came out and said like that was an accident if it was really an accident though. You know? But a lot of fans are saying that Nicki Minaj was right about SZA. That Nicki Minaj knew that she was a fake ass bitch. That's what fans are saying on social media. Here's my thing. I always said that SZA was a lying Scorpio. I always said that she was fake. I knew she was fake even before she switched up on Champagne Thickums. See, she was on Champagne Thickums' dick for years, okay? He used to smash back in 2008. And then once Kendrick dissed Champagne Thickums, is like she pretend like he don't exist. Like, didn't you guys collaborate? You was sleeping with that man. Now you pretend like he don't exist. I do feel like, no shade, SZA does have a little fakery in her, but she is a lying Scorpio. Or wait, no, a lying Libra. She's one of the two. They both lie. So it don't really matter. But maybe this was an accident. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. And, hopefully she comes clean because she can get canceled and blackballed for messing with the Queen of Pop. Look what happened to your girl, Katie. You can't get blackballed for coming after the Queen. Let it be known. Now, here comes the copper chain queen. She said in a post where basically she addresses the allegations that she is an escort. The recent accusations made about me are false, defamatory, and deeply disturbing. These claims misrepresent the facts and solely aim to damage my reputation. This person never managed me. She was simply introduced to me by family. Her motives are now obvious. I'll let the lawyers take it from here. So it looks like the chopper chain queen, Saweetie, is taking this to court. Here's my thing. I feel like you waited too long to address it. Didn't this come out like a week ago? And you come out with this publicity, this publicist ass statement trying to get a coin. What it seems to me is that her team was like, this, listen, you got to address this, even if it's true. But you got to address this because this could affect your career. This could affect your brand. Okay, because now I think men are always going to want to sleep with Saweetie, especially she's very beautiful. But a lot of brands might not really want to associate with Saweetie if she's a known escort. Okay, so I think that her team told her to put this statement out because you waited a week and a half. Okay, you should have nipped this in the bud when it came out. You waited and waited because I believe you believe that it's true. Allegedly, I fully don't believe anything Saweetie says. She comes off sneaky, but Cardi B fans are not happy about her, basically putting this statement out, but wouldn't put out a statement to address whether she slept with Off the Cheat. And I don't think she should address Cardi B or the fans. Okay? She don't owe Cardi B no damn loyalty. Cardi B's not loyal to anybody, not even her own coochie. Okay? She'll sleep with anybody that she thinks is rich, allegedly. So I feel like I don't think Saweetie owes Cardi an explanation. That your husband does. You know what I'm saying? Stefan Diddy does. Not Saweetie. So I think she should keep it cute and mute when it comes to them. But I definitely don't believe the copper chain queen. But anyway, I do have some very hot tea on Nicki, Queen Taylor, Sydney Saweetie. Link will be in the description on Patreon. And I hope you guys have a great day.